Hey everyone, in this video I'm excited to share with you how to create a custom GPT chatbot. Once you get started, I'll present ideas and resources to make your GPTs even more useful. I'll also show an example of an existing disclaimer you might want to use with your GPT. Alright, so let's jump in and get started. First, click on the top right-hand corner in the interface and choose My GPTs. Here you'll see a list of previous GPTs. So for the future, on the right-hand side, this is where you can edit or delete GPTs. But for now, let's just create a GPT. So click on the top bar, and you'll be presented with a simple step-by-step walkthrough of key elements you'll be needing to go through to make your first GPT. As we saw in the previous screen, you can easily edit your GPT after creation. So while the steps for building a GPT we will show in this video are simple, getting the GPT to perform exactly as you anticipate often requires some additional work. As you get more advanced, there's further tools to make the GPT even more useful and helpful. Let's get started by creating a GPT. Let's call it GPT Optimization Helper. There are going to be pauses as you create the GPT, but I'll speed up the videos so you can see the whole process and get started fast. So it's going to give us an option saying, how does optimization guru sound for the name of the GPT? And then you can correct it. I'm going to say, please call it optimization guru. Then it will take you through creating an icon for the image. Just like with the title of the GPT, you can also have it iterate and generate something that you specify. But for this case, we'll just keep this. So it's going to ask next, what should it do? Now, in my experience, I will try to type something in here, but at the same time, what I'm going to show you is really where I've gotten the best benefit is to loop people back after the fact in the configure area. But let's give it a try. After it updates, then it will ask what sort of tone we're looking for in terms of personality. So we'll type something like friendly and helpful. Once it completes this step, then we can just double check to see how well it's performing and also test to see how well it will stay within the guidelines we've provided. Please talk about sports briefly. See, it's giving information and this is not really connected at all. So I'm going to go under the configure area and say, if the user talks about topics not related to chatbots or GPTs or optimization, loop them back to the topic. And then it will update this once you've added this information. Now that we've done that, let's test it again. Please tell me about movies. See, now it does a better job. It says, hey, you've asked about movies, but, let's focus back on GPTs and chatbots. So that's a little bit better. And you definitely can take this even further. How can you take this further? There's conversation starters. Now it'll generate several of these for you and you can generate other ones. And also there's the option of uploading files. You can upload PDFs. Other areas that you can have it look at specific websites. I've pasted in websites as well. And then there's other actions that you can add. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit more intermediate level. You can specify authentication that only certain people can go into the chatbot. There's also, you can require a certain key or an authorization. There's also schemas that you can add. Now this is where, again, it gets a little bit further and I highly recommend. You can check out the examples that are included here. There's like some weather schema examples that will just automatically look at the weather. You can also get help from Actions at GPT. But this is like a really great way to get started just by implementing this. And once it's been created, let's say that we're good with this, we'll click create. Now we can specify how public we want this to be. Now I'm going to say this is only me because I'm going to keep this private for now. Now, once we decide we want to make this public, you can say anyone with a link. And then you can get a link for this, who it's by, and then you can save it. Okay, awesome. And here's the link, and we can view the GPT. What other things are there to consider about creating GPTs? Now, we mentioned that there are some potential issues that you want to consider. One is you might want to have it automatically output some sort of cautionary or disclaimer statement. Now, the fact is, like, if you were creating GPTs, what sort of reasons would you want to have disclaimers? Well, you would definitely want to have something regarding privacy as well as information accuracy, I think, would be key elements in a disclaimer. Now, I've started to look at different chatbots. One of the ones that I was most impressed with connected to the education process was the GPT bot built by Khan Academy, known as Khanmigo. I've logged into Khanmigo, and here's the Khanmigo AI teaching assistant, and here's the disclaimer information, which talks about privacy as well as, the fact of accuracy. So what else is worth mentioning with chatbots that I want to make sure people know about? When you get more advanced on creating your GPTs, you can specify information that where the schemas that keep track of user information, and you can also limit the amount of data or usage. One of the areas that you can ask for example schemas that connect to certain types of lesson plans. So here's one. The other thing, if you edit the GPT, so I'm going to go back here, go to my GPTs, we will go in and edit this. We can delete it if we wanted. Now, the capabilities, you can specify that you don't want it to be able to do web browsing, or if you had something that related to code, you might want to turn on the code interpreter. All right, well, wonderful. That wraps things up for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll be back with more educational AI videos.